So just in case you missed it, before this video there was one where we went through the squad and went through the preseason and all of that stuff. I split them into two separate videos purely because the first one went on for so long, going through all the players and everything. If you're not really interested in that, feel free to skip it, but if you do want to know sort of what sort of players we've got and how I think they're going to perform in the team this year, it might be good for you to go and check that one out. Cheers. So this is the team we are going with today in the game against Kvambi IK. Now these are predicted to finish bottom of the league, so it's definitely a game that's there for a taking, even with a couple of our better players out with injury, notably Isaac Skoog, our centre-half. Ahmad Al-Jafari, who's also out for injury, would normally be on the bench for us, definitely, but obviously he can't be when he's, well, suspended. So, yeah, they're not out with injury, sorry, they are suspended. I am going to bring Marvin Nano onto the bench instead of Pontus Olsen. I just feel he's a bit more rounded, and maybe in our opening games we should be trying to stick to our main strategy. But, other than that, this is the lineup we're going with then. Asmar, Fundel Ryberg, Nilsson, Bergman, Lanholm, Olsen and Eriksson, Avdiu, Fulholm, his name's really difficult to say, Furholm, Lemborn, and Salahu. So, let's get the team submitted. We're playing a vertical tiki-taka style of play, and so far, in pre-season, it's been quite successful. And with these looking, anyway, like a weaker side, I'm really hoping we can pick something up today. So, you'll notice they've got a couple of regens in their side. It's kind of interesting. We have no idea how good they are, because I don't think we have anyone set to scout the league or our next opposition. None of our players have faces. That makes me a little bit sad. But in the team talk, we will say a team should be winning this match without any problem at all. And, well, Avdiu liked it. No one else really cared. But that's better than we normally get. So, let's kick off. Let's get into the game. And hopefully have a good debut with Torslander IK. So they have a goal kick then. It's worth noting Asmar, our own goalkeeper, has just picked up a yellow card. But Salahu is on the ball. Tries to play for your Avdiu, but the pass isn't that great. And they launch it forward. Can we win it back? No. Bowman, already on a booking, now on the ball. They have a couple of bookings quite early into this game, actually, as that ball goes straight to Lanholm. And we are back in possession. Eriksson bombing forward here. Tries to play it through, but can't quite find anyone. Not quite sure why that was a highlight. Maybe it was just to show us the team early into our first match. I don't know. Nothing really happened there. I have just noticed Anton Eriksson is just returning from an injury, and I probably shouldn't have started him in this game. He's going to try and play for a little bit, but I might bring him off at half-time or something. I don't want anything serious happening to him. He's one of our better midfielders. So, yeah, I'd rather leave him on. But they are in possession here as Anton Olsen's pass ricochets off of a defender. They lump it forward, and Adavo Svensson is through on goal. Can Asmar make a save? No, but he only hits the bar, and we just about managed to keep it out. Another highlight now, and they reclaim the ball. Zubak lumps it forward, and again they're breaking through our defence here. They take the strike, Asmar saves, and we just about force it out for a corner. We're under quite a bit of pressure here, especially considering these are a weaker side. I'm hoping we pick this up soon. Bergman heads out then, Avdiu on the ball, and can we counter-attack? Is there a chance for a counter-attack right now? Avdiu bringing it forward. One of our best players in the team. He is tackled though and taken out for a throw-in as the highlight fades out. Another highlight here then. Fundel Ryberg looks to control the ball and just about manages to get it to Nilsson. Lumps it forward. Salahu is on a break. He takes a strike and it's saved by Allen, the opposing team's keeper. And unfortunately, we can't seem to take a lead yet. Corner for us then. Furholm Lemborn on the ball. Can he cross it in? Well, no, not really. It doesn't really beat a defender, but we are still in possession and he's going to take another strike at it. He goes for it. Avdiu takes the header and it is 1-0 in our first game in charge of this club. It's not a bad position to be in. It's a decent goal too. It's a nice cross here on the second attempt from Furholm Lemborn, and yeah, the corner could have been better. I think that's probably the biggest takeaway from that. But as far as the cross goes, it's nice, it's well placed, straight to the head of Avdiu, heads it past the keeper, who doesn't make the best attempt at a save, but it worked out and we managed to pick up the goal. So, no complaints there. As late into the second half, there's a highlight. We just are passing it around the back, it seems. Or late into the first half, sorry. Eriksson passes it across. What is this going to turn into? I'm kind of concerned as Avdiu is on the ball, looks to beat his man, passes it off to Furholm Lemborn, or Furholm Lemborn, who takes a strike. It's spilled out for a corner. Quite fortunately, I feel that was quite an easy one for him to catch. But can we capitalise off of this? We don't even get to take the corner? What? Well, that's harsh. But, as you can see from half-time results here, they're on 3 bookings, a good start. Our only booking is on our keeper, which isn't terrible. We're forcing more fouls out of them, we've got more possession, more shots, and more shots on target. It's safe to say we're pretty far ahead, despite some early worries in this game. So, I'm pleased how things are going, keep it up. And every single one of them absolutely loves it. Star player so far for us is Jonathan Olsen, weirdly, on 7.10. Despite not being the goal scorer or getting the assist, our two attacking midfielders were the ones who combined for that. Jonathan Olsen is the one who's standing out here. Now, one change is going to be made. I'm going to bring off Anton Eriksson. He's having a perfectly good game, and that's nothing to do with it. It's just the fitness that's worrying me. He's returning from injury. It's safe to get him off, not let him get injured. And let's get straight stuck into the second half, and hopefully extend this lead a little bit. So it's been a relatively quiet second half so far, and 62 minutes in, I am going to make a change. Now, as to what this change is going to be, I'm not 100% sure yet, but since we have so many subs, it feels worth it making one. So I'm going to bring on Gustafsson as a... The problem with Gustafsson is he doesn't really fit into our team in any sort of role. He likes to be a pressing forward on support. I suppose that actually works quite late in a game. That's quite beneficial. So let's go with that, and... We have so many subs, and I don't really know where to use them. It's sort of the issue I'm having. I just don't know what players to bring on where. We don't really have enough central midfielders on the bench. That's something I probably have to change when the suspended man whose name escapes me, Al-Jafari, is it? When he comes back from his injury. But we're just going to make the one change for now and just try and see out this game. Highlight them very late into the second half, just 8 minutes to play, and it looks like they are going to try and come forward with it. Advido Svensson on the ball, Vias Nilsson is on it, crosses it in, and oh, here's the bar. We get away with that one quite luckily there. We have a goal kick. Not really what we want to see, but we are distributing it short, which is what we do want to see, quite fortunately there. But, you know, we lump it forward, and Gustafsson's on the ball. He's came on off the bench, takes a strike, and he buries it straight into the bottom right-hand corner. A very nice shot late into the game, just to see this one out. And it's great to see him coming off the bench and getting a goal, to be honest. Like, it was a bit of a question mark when I signed him. I signed him not off of how good he is now, but off of what he's done in the past, you know, his record in this league. And I think, you know, him scoring there is sort of helping me justify that a little bit more. Signing someone who's been a proven goal scorer in the past but hasn't necessarily got the stats to make up for it now is always a risky business. As we have a free kick, Furholm Lemborn strikes it, sorry, but it is saved, and Jonathan Olsen is offside for the rebound. But they have a corner, we head it out, and that is going to signify full time as we win our first game in charge 2-0. Our second win of the whole save so far comes in our first game in charge of Swedish 4th tier side Torslanda IK. Brilliant result. No complaints at all. Quite convincing, especially considering, you know, like I said, we had a couple of players out, which may have been the cause of a couple of the defensive worries we had quite early in the game. But that is a great win for us, and as you can see, everyone who participated in the match is, yeah, loving it. They're delighted, extremely delighted. There's some very good ratings floating around there, 7.2s being sort of the lower of the upper tier. A couple of our players had worse games than maybe you would have thought, notably Avdiu, who managed to bag himself a goal, but finished on one of the lower ratings in the side, in a 7. But hopefully that's nothing that's going to stick. And yeah, probably the highlight is Gustafsson coming off of the bench and bagging himself an 8.1 rating and man of the match. Excellent performance from him for his first game for the club off the bench. Yeah, brilliant. So we will be back shortly for the game against Lerums IS. I don't know the team names in this division, never heard of any of them. It's going to be fun. So we've just took over this club. We've played one match and won it, but for some reason the squad are unhappy with the club situation. Let's find out what they're trying to say. There have been murmurs of discontent. Things haven't felt... There's a real... You don't back you anymore and have lost the dressing room. It's just Landholm and Fundel Ryberg, who are two of my starting players. I'm very confused. I'm assuming this is a beta bug issue, potentially. But I'm giving everything I've got. Yeah, okay, they're working hard to improve, so I'll give us a chance to turn things around. I don't really know what they're complaining about. Maybe if we go on them and... We've lost the dressing room, apparently. Very strange. Maybe it's just because our reputation's very low compared to the job level. That could be part of the problem, but I don't really know. We'll just win games and turn it around. It'll be fine, don't panic. So, we are here for the game today against Lerums, and as you can see, there is a bit of a fitness issue going on, which I guess is the problem with having so many games so close together. I need to really utilise resting players a little bit more. It's something that didn't really dawn on me until now, but it's definitely something I'll need to do in the future. We're going to try and go ahead with the same team, I think. The only person who is a bit worrying here is Anton Eriksson. Now, I'm actually tempted to play Al-Jafari instead, but for now I am going to leave him out there, and we can bring him off early into the game if we need to. We obviously do have the benefit of having 5 substitutions, which is honestly something I'll probably very rarely utilise. So, It's not terrible, it's just a bit of a concern. Obviously, Skoog comes back into the side today. His suspension is up, and Al Jafari has also made his way onto the bench. Nilsson has tucked to the bench from the starters in the last game, and Ocampo has been dropped altogether. So, I'm hoping we can pick up a point today, I'm hoping we can pick up 3 points today. These are another struggling side. They're newly promoted and expected to finish in 12th, so they are there for the taking, especially with us having our stronger players back. I'm really hoping we can take advantage of that. So, you can see here they're playing a 4-2-2-2, I guess, but it's a very defensive one. And again, a lot of regens on their side. Isaac Skoog has a face. I'm a fan of that. But yeah, a lot of regens on their side, and, well, he looks okay. He's valued at nothing, which means we can potentially steal him. Also, his name is Wallin, and he's a centre-half. Yeah, I like that. I'm not going to lie. I'm a bit of a fan. So, passionately, a team such as ours should be winning this problem. None of them had any reaction whatsoever. So, let's get stuck into the game and hope they can prove it on the pitch. So we have a throw in here then. Early into the game, Landholm takes Felix Lamborn, Eriksson, and it doesn't quite find a player to take a strike. Unfortunately, it was well worked, to be fair. No complaints there, but they are looking to counter-attack. And they've played forward a beautiful ball. Gitsalov is through on goal, and he hits the post. They are hitting the woodwork a lot. They hit the woodwork a lot last game too, and it is saving us right now. We're getting away with things a little bit here, and hopefully that doesn't become a constant theme. Free kick for us here then. Skoog is going to take, and we are going to look to build from the back as Ryborg plays it to Eriksson. The vertical tiki-taka has been working beautifully so far, and it still is here. But Avdiu's pass goes a little bit astray, and they've managed to find a ball to Tarsi on the wing. Now, can he find a cross in? He's going to look to, and they have put themselves 1-0 up as Pontus Gitslov has, managed to head it past Asmar and into the goal. It's a bit unfortunate, really. You've got to think, there are 2v about 6 here, but for some reason, everyone comes out wide to mark the player with the ball rather than the man who the cross is going to. And rather disappointingly, Skoog doesn't manage to win that header, which is a bit of a worry, to be fair. But we have a free kick right on the edge of the area, and Salahu responds instantly. It's his first league goal of the season. You cannot get much closer to it being a penalty than that. It's literally on the line. He strikes it beautifully around the wall into the top left-hand corner, and I guess it's top right from his angle. I meant the goalkeeper's top left, but you know what I meant. It's a very, very nice shot. And it levels this game out in the first half immediately after their goal. It's brilliant to have a response like that. But now they have a corner. They cross it in, head it over the bar. We look a bit shaky defensively, I'm not going to lie. We seem to be surviving through them missing chances rather than our defending of them. As we have a corner of our own. Landholm plays it deep to Jonathan Olsen. Quite a smart ball there. Salahu back to Olsen. Takes the strike. And their keeper's on a booking too. A lot of keeper bookings in this year's game. It's very strange. Far more than I've ever seen in a past year's game. And it's not like I've not done lower league management before, so I don't think that's the real issue. It's just seems to just be a change with the game, I guess. But going into half-time, it is 1-1 as we responded to their goal immediately. We do look to be slightly more dominant with shots on target, etc. But the issue is that they are having chances which they probably should be putting away. Now, let's assertively say... I'm going to say I'm not happy because I feel like we should be winning. A couple of them look stressed. Yeah, that was a bit of a risky move. I'm going to hand it over to the assistant, who didn't manage to turn it around at all, as you can see. Hopefully that doesn't affect us too much going into the second half, because that was a relatively poor team talk from me. It's difficult to know what to say when you're not really sure of your expectations and you're drawing. You can't just say you're happy when... Yeah, like if you're ahead, you just say you're happy, and if you're behind, you just say you're not, as they go 2-1 up very early on into the second half. Gitsalov hits it straight at Asmar, but he can't seem to keep it out. So, it is his third goal of the season, so he did put one away in the first game too, but Bergman heads clear, and we just can't get on the second ball here. Fernhold Legman was very far back there, as I definitely got his name wrong. Asmar just sort of parries it away, but not out of harm's way, to quote a FIFA commentator. And, yeah, it just flies into our net. Disappointing, really. We need to look to turn this around. So 68 minutes in, and I am going to make a change here. Our attacking midfielders aren't really performing, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off Funnehelm Lemborn, and I'm going to bring on another striker, notably Gustafsson, who scored in his first appearance for us. He's coming on as a pressing forward. Please excuse me if I butcher names, by the way. I'm still learning who my players are, let alone how to pronounce their names. It will be a bit of an issue for a short while, but hopefully we can get around it soon. They have a corner here then. Svenjard puts it in. We head clear though, and Avdiu is on the ball. Can we find a counter-attack as he sprints forward, plays it through to Salahu, and, well, it ricochets between the two of them, but it's a smart pass, and Avdiu strikes, and that is poor. It has to be said, that is not good enough. We should have been burying that, and we should be level right now. It was a well worked between the two of them, despite them getting in each other's way a little bit, but the lack of goal at the end of it ruins any of that, really, and it looks like, with 10 seconds left to play, we're going to pick up our first defeat in the league here, quite disappointingly, a side we potentially could have beat. As, yeah, we lose 2-1 to Larams IS. Now, it was a goal straight after half-time. It's quite disappointing. I'm not really sure how to take that result, to be honest. It feels like one or two of their players, Tassi and Gitsalov, basically ran the show. And we had quite a poor defensive outing. Asmar wasn't very good. We obviously need to go in quite aggressively there and say I'm not happy with the result. Fundel Ryberg doesn't like it, which is quite annoying, it has to be said. But I'm not even going to try and change it up. The rest of them all looked fired up, apart from Gustafsson, who obviously didn't play that long. But yeah, it's a disappointing result to take, really. It still leaves us 5th in the table. A couple of teams still have to play, but I don't think anyone can really surpass us unless who's that? Asariska managed to win by 5 goals. We are firmly cemented in 5th. So yeah, it's a disappointing result, but it's not the end of the world. You know, we're still getting to grips with the team. So hopefully we can bounce back in the next game against Valberg GIF. We're against a graphical image. Beautiful. So that will be in tomorrow's episode, going up at 5:30, where we will play those along with BK Olympic. If you want that video in your feed, you can use the subscribe function to get that, and leave any feedback you have in the comments. I hope you're enjoying the new league, playing in the Swedish 4th tier, and yeah, have a great night.